Y'all bear with me for a minute. I got one more of y'all that just decided to show up. Y'all can get after him later. All right, I appreciate each of y'all being here this morning. Obviously, we're here because of the arrest of 4 firefighters for a hazing incident that went horribly wrong. Before I get into the specifics of the arrests and what the charges are, I want to start off with this. I want to make something abundantly clear, especially to the citizens of Marion County. Leadership in the County Fire Rescue is a cut above. Chief Banta's leadership, integrity, and in my values, the integrity, honesty, and trust is there. And that's the same for our county commissioners and our county government, of what they believe in and what they stand for and what they will not tolerate. But unfortunately, we are here today because of these 4 firefighters who went a little bit too far with hazing. Disappointing, absolutely. As the son of a firefighter myself, it is disappointing. It's no different than myself when a deputy does something wrong and I have to arrest them as well. The 4 firefighters and the charges in which they are facing is kidnapping, robbery, battery, and accessory. It all began over grease being smeared on the victim and a pizza later in the afternoon, or during the shift, I should say, over a pizza, belongings, and it escalated from there. It also, the whole thing began because the 4 that arrested, or individuals at the firehouse, wanted a video from TikTok that the victim had. They chased him down in the parking lot. Once they caught him, they removed his pants from him, took his belt, then began to strike him on the backside with that belt. The victim refused to give up the phone. The phone was taken from him during this whole incident. Trying to gain access, these firefighters tried to get the password from him, in which he refused. During the process, they continued to escalate into these criminal acts. While they're trying to get into the phone, they took it even a little bit further. They removed his underwear and then again began to strike him on his backside, on his bare skin. The kidnapping comes when they took him and began to drag him through the parking lot, moving him from one location to another. And then at some point, one of them decided to go get, or someone mentioned, they decided to get a bottle of water and a towel and waterboard him, according to the victim, 3 times. During this whole incident, the victim fought and refused to cooperate and made it abundantly clear to each of them that this was outside of what he thought maybe could be perceived as something minor, and each of them should have known it. Unfortunately, they took it to this level. So I am going to turn it over at this point to Fire Chief Jamie Banta.
Thank you, So good morning today, and thank you for being here. Today I want to address the arrest and termination of 4 first responders from our department. Their actions, now the subject of serious felony charges, represent a disturbing violation of everything that this profession stands for. What occurred was unacceptable, inexcusable, and fundamentally contrary to the core values of our fire department. Let me be absolutely clear. These individuals involved in this incident forfeited their right to wear the uniform the moment they chose an act and manner that endangered, harmed, and betrayed a fellow firefighter. Their behavior does not reflect who we are and what we stand for. To our community, I know this news is upsetting. I know it may cause some to question their trust in the department, but I ask you to remember that we have more than 800 firefighters who come to work every day with one mission: saving lives, protecting property, and protecting this community. They respond at all hours, in all conditions, and in most dangerous situations inimaginable. The misconduct of a few should not overshadow the honor, commitment, and sacrifice of the many. We hold ourselves to the highest standards, and when someone violates those standards, we take swift and decisive action, as you've seen here. Accountability is not an option. It is the foundation of public trust. Outside of the ongoing criminal case, we are reviewing the investigation completed by the Marion County Sheriff's Office, which may include the actions or inactions of others who may have been aware and or present during this incident. If additional policy violations are identified, further administrative actions will follow. We will not tolerate a culture or environment where misconduct can go unreported. Our priority moving forward is ensuring that every member of this department works in a safe, respectful, and professional environment. We will take steps to enforce our core values, strengthen our reporting systems, and ensure that all personnel understand their duty not only to serve the public, but to support and protect each other. And to our firefighters, paramedics, EMTs out there doing the job each and every day, thank you. And to our community, we remain committed to earning and maintaining your trust. I'd also like to make a special thanks to Sheriff Woods and the entire Marion County Sheriff's Office team for the way they've handled this professionally and ensuring that the individuals are held accountable. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Zalek.
Good morning. I want to start by acknowledging and thanking the swift, thorough, impartial work of the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Thank you, Sheriff Woods, for your professionalism and your commitment to transparency through this process. From the moment this incident came to our attention, we worked side by side with the Sheriff's Office to get the facts. Their work has been exemplary, and our partnership continues to be essential. But let me be absolutely clear. From the Board of County Commissioners, what occurred is absolutely unacceptable. It's disappointing. It makes me sick to my very stomach. We are deeply troubled by the incident. And personally, we want to apologize to the community for the way, this comes across. For these reasons that none of us can understand, a small group of employees treated the firehouse like a frat house. The behavior is absolutely disgraceful, disrespectful, and it will simply not be tolerated, as you can see here by our fire chief and our sheriff. Our fire stations are not hangouts. They're not social clubs. They're professional environments paid for by the taxpayers for one purpose: to protect the people and the property of Marion County. And what makes this simply so disappointing is we rely on our firefighters to uphold that very highest standard of service and integrity. And just like us as elected officials, we take an oath to serve the citizens. Our firefighters as well take an oath to uphold the Constitution, obey the law, act professionally, protect lives and property, and serve their community and their fellow first responders with courage, discipline, and respect. The recent actions violated that very oath they took. They violated our policies. And more importantly, they violated the trust this community places in them and in us. So let me be clear. This is not about who we are. This is not who we are. This is not what we stand for, and we will not let it happen again. Our fire chief will make sure of it. We have initiated a comprehensive review along with Sheriff Woods to get to the very bottom. We are implementing additional standards and safeguards to strengthen our oversight, ensure every employee understands that professionalism is not an option, it is an actual requirement. And we will stop at nothing to root out the conduct that disrespects this county, undermines our mission, and jeopardizes the safety and dignity of our team. Marion County has zero tolerance for employees who batter and betray the trust of the people they serve. Zero tolerance for those who put their own impulses above their responsibilities. Zero tolerance for behavior that demeans the good men and women who serve honorably every single day, every single call, every single shift. Above all, our responsibility is to this community we love. Every resident deserves the full confidence of the men and women when they call 911 and we send responders to them. Every employee has the right to a safe, respectful, and professional workplace. We will uphold these standards without compromise, as you see here today. We will hold ourselves and one another accountable as well. And we will work tirelessly to ensure that our trust and your trust is rebuilt, reaffirmed, and protected every call, every moment we get the opportunity to serve this great community. Thank you.
All right, I'll open up the floor for questions. So the victim reported it to another individual, and then it went up through its appropriate chain of command, and then it got into our hands.
Sheriff and Fire Chief, if you'd like to answer as well. I mean, anyone who hears this story is going to have a reaction. What was your reaction when you learned this all started over something like a TikTok video, a pizza, and some grease on a shirt?
In my 30 years as a firefighter, this is the most egregious thing that I've seen been reported to me. And as fire chief, I was in shock and disgusted at the actions that that was reported to me. On the afternoon of the 19th, my deputy chief reported to me the incident that was being reported up to him. We consulted the assistant county attorney immediately and immediately contacted Marion County Sheriff's Office to start handling the cases. This went by far more than a hazing incident, which is absolutely condoned also.
Have they done this before, like the hazing incidents with other firefighters, or?
So we don't have any reports of discipline due to hazing. In the past, we've had incidents of one-on-one disagreements with individuals that we've had to handle. Any previous report of any type of hazing incident, we have not issued any discipline on due to it either was unfound or it wasn't specifically hazing. It was more of a one-on-one type of incident.
Can you share if the victim is still an employee at the fire rescue, or is this just completely turned him off to full profession?
So as of now, the victim is an employee of Marion County Fire Rescue. He's diligent doing his job. He's been offered the ability to take some time, in which he's refused. His exact words were, he has a job to do, and he needs to do that job.
So you said you made it clear that he didn't want any parts of this. What exactly did you tell them? That he didn't no, stop, or just like...
So put yourself in their shoes, or his shoes, okay? And what I mean by that is anytime you're involved and you have people that you know, that you work with on a regular basis, you're going to be reluctant to come forward and tell anything because did you hear what he just said? Did y'all catch what the chief just said, what the young man said? I want to get back to work. I want to do my job. Now, as a sheriff, that speaks highly of that individual that literally he took an ass beating, okay, is what he took. But yet he is still willing to come to work, face those individuals, be around individuals, and let's be realistic. It's in our world. It's in our law enforcement. And it's probably in your profession as well, too. Somebody reports something. You don't want to be the snitch. You don't want to be the person that's calling it out. People are going to rag you. They're going to be on top of you. But he did the right thing, okay? He still wants to be at work. He still ain't giving up. And keeping them there is the right thing to do. Think about this for a minute, everybody, and the viewers out here on this camera. We all have the one. Look at your family. Every one of you just named them right off the bat, who your one is in your family that does something wrong. And sometimes we got multiple ones in our family. No different than us in law enforcement. We have individuals that step outside of what is right. No different than the firefighters. What needs to be clear and understood on camera and here, hearing it from these leaders right here and now, is that it is not who firefighters are. Firefighters are out there. They are our family in the first responder world. We in law enforcement rely on them. The community relies on them. Anyone else?
I guess this is for Chief, sir. Was he a startup firefighter? Was he just a newbie beginning and these were older, more long-time firefighters?
The victim, so the victim's been on the job for about a year. And yes, and he's 19 years old. He's been on the job for about a year.
And the others were longer time? Four that were arrested?
So I can give you their names and I can give you their years of service. So the first one would be Kaylee, K-A-Y-L-E-E, Bradley, B-R-A-D-L-E-Y. She's a paramedic. She's 25 years old, and she's been with the department for 2 years and 10 months. The second individual is Tate Troutwine, T-R-A-U-T-H-W-E-I-N. He's a firefighter EMT. He's 19 years old, and he's been with the department for 1 year and 3 months.
Can you spell that last name again?
I'm sorry?
The last name, can you spell it?
T-R-A-U-T-H-W-E-I-N. First name Tate. The third individual is Edward Kenny, K-E-N-N-Y. He's an EMT. He's been on the job for 3 years and 5 months, and he's 22 years old. And the fourth individual, his name is Seth Day, D-A-Y, firefighter EMT. He's been on the job 2 years and 9 months, and he's 22 years old.
Are you able to explain the TikTok videos? I'm just trying to understand what was so pressing that these former employees wanted to get access to that phone.
So I'm going to let law enforcement handle that.
So as far as what we know of the TikTok video, was just a dance video that the victim probably was embarrassed to give up. Now, I give it to him for the fortitude that he didn't want to give up the video, didn't want to give his password to get access into the phone, and then took the beating with the belt, took the waterboarding, took the dragging across the parking lot, and still refused to give it up for a video. Right? And I get what you're trying to ask here, but the video was something he didn't want, he probably was embarrassed about.
Was he dancing? Is that what you're trying to imply?
What difference does it make, really? But let's be realistic. What difference does it make? It could have been a video of a kitty cat. Who gives a crap what the video was? What they did was wrong. We're missing the point here. Everything they did was wrong. And to Andy's question, did you hear the ages? Part of the problem in society today is that this younger generation does not understand. We do not teach. We do not hold them accountable. We do not teach them how integrity to do the right thing always, even when someone isn't watching. And this is the case. Some were watching, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more outside of these arrests that are going to be done from the administration here of individuals that were part of this. That's part of the problem.
Can you run some of the, I guess, some of the changes the chief said they were looking at to prevent this from happening?
Do you understand the question?
Yeah, so we have plenty of policies in place to address behavior, address core values, address hazing, and we teach that from the get-go when we hire employees. We're going to go back, review those policies. We're going to go back and ensure that we're doing some retraining, specifically focusing on our leadership, our individual officers within the stations, and reaffirming that that this isn't going to be tolerated. And if it is occurring and we're not aware of it, that we need to know that.
Chief, how did the chief at that station react when he heard this?
So there's no fire chief assigned to that station. There is a lieutenant and a captain that are both assigned to that station.
If no other questions, thank you for being here.